Welcome to another video. After 2 weeks in Mexico trying to find some sunshine, we are now making our way home to London Heathrow from Mexico City. You join us here at Terminal 1 of Mexico City's International Airport, and we have arrived 4.5 hours before our flight. I wanted to allow enough time to enjoy the many lounges that we have access to here. We took a bit of a punt as getting here so early could have meant that the check-in desk wasn't open yet, but luck was on our side that day, and I didn't realize just how well this was going to work out for us.
Hola, qué bueno que ya están abiertos.
Sí, es que normalmente abrimos 5:30.
Ah,
Pero como estábamos revisando que si ya el sistema y que todo funcionara, cuando llegan clientes, bueno, no hay problema.
muchas gracias,
no pasa nada.
venimos con suerte entonces.
Sí, sí, sí.
So I was really happy that we could get checked in straight away. But there was one more thing I needed, and that was to try and get a window seat, as we were not able to find the window seat when we were checking in 24 hours before departure.
We've just checked in, and I asked the lady here at check-in if there were any window seats left, and originally she said there were not any left. But then she said, oh, hang on, let me check something. And I don't know if she moved some people around or what, but she made it happen. We've got a window seat and the seat next to it, which is an aisle seat, so it's perfect. Absolutely awesome. And I think we're on the right-hand side of the aircraft, which is where we wanted to be for the views. So that is a result.
So we managed to get checked in, and we managed to get amazing seats as well. And also we managed to avoid the queues, because I've heard from other people that Mexico City can be a bit of a nightmare and you do have to get to the airport early. So we absolutely smashed that check-in, and now it was time to go and find these lounges. My plan A was just to enjoy the American Airlines Admirals Club Lounge. This is a lounge that we have access to through our business class ticket with British Airways. On first impression, the lounge is a nice enough space to spend a couple of hours. Some comfy chairs and a view of the apron, kind of. The bar just seemed to offer some spirits which you could have with a mixer, or wine, beer. We opted for this sparkling wine, and that's kind of where I started to realise that this lounge is actually not very good. There were a couple of things that really let it down, and I think the first one has to be that this sparkling wine is only £6 a bottle. That is just not premium enough when you consider that this is the lounge that you would have access to if you are flying first class on British Airways. Next then is the food, and this very sad looking buffet is all that was available. There's a basic selection of cheese and hams with some carrots and celery, some cookies and some dry looking sandwiches there. Notice the fly flying around as well. In the middle we've got some sort of classic Mexican food, tacos, fajitas, that sort of thing that you can make yourself, but to be perfectly honest, none of it looked very appealing to me. So already feeling quite underwhelmed by this lounge, I then spotted that the only cutlery available for us to use was in fact plastic cutlery. Now if this was just a priority pass lounge, I could understand that, but this is a lounge used by first class passengers. These are the same passengers that would have experienced a Concorde lounge on the way here. Luckily for us, we did have our AMEX Platinum card with us, which actually gave us access to quite a few different lounges here at Terminal 1. So at this point, we set about to see what else we could experience here. First of all, I popped my head into the Haven Lounge by the Grand Lounge Elite company. I had a quick look around this lounge, and on first impressions it looked nicer than the American Airlines lounge we were at, but still basically just a standard priority pass lounge. It wasn't quite enough to make me want to relocate lounges, so I had a look at what else was available. Just across the lift was this Terraza Lounge, which looked very small, and I'm not quite sure why there was people queuing up for it. It really didn't look that good at all. Next on my list to check out was the Centurion Lounge, which was just down the hallway. We had access to this lounge through our Platinum American Express card. Although it looked a little bit small and crowded, we managed to find a really good spot in the corner. Straight away there was a feeling of premium service with this lounge, and that came from the staff who sat you down, addressed you by name and took your orders. In contrast to this sad looking buffet in the American Airlines Lounge, everything on offer here was restaurant quality. There were 3 different types of sparkling wines and the food was fresh and really decent quality. It was very, very nice food that I think is probably the best food I've tasted in any lounge. We also had proper cutlery, which clearly these days is a little bit of a luxury. So we had a lovely 3-course meal, and then we headed over to the bar, where not only did they have all the usual spirits and beers, but you could also have pretty much any cocktail you wanted. The staff was super friendly and really trying to create an experience for us. As we were drinking our mojitos, the bar lady wanted to make another cocktail that was one of her favourites, and it was absolutely stunning. We really had an amazing time at this lounge, and for us it really saved the evening and provided that little bit of premium experience that was somewhat lacking in the American Airlines Lounge.
So it was a really good lounge, resulting in us now running to the gate to try and make the flight. But that's always a good sign.
We boarded the Boeing 787-9 that was taking us home this evening and made our way over to our seats 13, Juliet and Kilo. These seats are right at the back of the club cabin. The benefit is that you don't have anyone stepping over your legs, but because it is at the back of the cabin, you might not get your first food choice. That wasn't a problem for us on this particular flight. I wanted to maximize sleep on this flight and get home somewhat rested, so after dinner we promptly made our beds and settled down for the night. I had a fairly decent sleep, and in the morning we skipped breakfast so that we could get some more sleep, and the crew gave us a nice bottle of champagne just to apologise for the state of the lounge, so that was really nice. One thing we really wanted to try on this trip to finish it off was the Heathrow Arrivals Lounge, but the problem was this lounge shuts at 2 p.m. and our flight was landing at 20 past 12. It was going to cut it really tight, so we wanted to get our bags and clear passport control as quickly as possible. Annoyingly, there was some sort of delay with all the bags from our aircraft, so nothing was coming out for about 30, 35, 40 minutes. And as we waited, our chances of enjoying the Arrivals Lounge were quickly dwindling. It was 1 p.m. by the time our bags came out, and the lounge shuts at 2, so we had less than an hour in there. But nevertheless, we made our way over to check it out and see what it was all about. On arrival, you get a luggage tag and you can put your luggage away in the luggage room. And we finally got into the lounge with about 45 minutes to go until they shut at 2 p.m. It was a little bit disappointing to see that all the breakfast food gets put away at 12 o'clock. So for the last 2 hours, there is no hot food served in this lounge. There was a nice selection of sandwiches and cakes, but it felt a little bit like just what was left over. The coffee was good, and the Prosecco is serve yourself, and it does come in proper flutes, so that's a little bit better than the Departures Lounge. Overall, this Arrivals Lounge was a really nice place to relax after the flight and to extend that premium flying experience if you're not quite ready to face the holiday blues and go home. I'd like to come back with more time to try the baths and the Concorde breakfast room, of course. So I'm going to try and book a flight next time that arrives a little bit earlier. So all that's left to do is let you know how much I paid for this flight. This was part of a return fare from Heathrow to Mexico City and back. For 2 people in business class, I paid 180,000 Avios, 1 American Express Premium Plus companion voucher, and £900 in taxes. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you enjoyed this video or if you have any questions about any of my trips.